everybody. This is a quick recap of our last webinar hosted on April 15th at 10 a.m. Thanks for those of you who attended, and for those of you who could not attend, this recap hopefully will help put you up to speed on what we talked about. We had a big attendance and a very successful discussion, so I wish to share it with everybody. So we had two guest speakers. We had myself, we had Basel Chenir, and Shawn. Basel was talking about the social media and marketing aspect of things, and Shawn was talking about the BDC aspect and the structure behind it. So I'm going to share in this video some of the key highlights and slides that were discussed. From my point, I talked about the top 5 best ideas, and the first one that I shared was just to make videos, whether it be a walk around video or personal video about yourself. Secondly, we talked about all the great offers that are out there, and I think it's important to make your customer aware of the great deals that are on the table, whether it be from your dealership or for your manufacturer. There's a lot of great deals out there that customers don't know are existing. And third, we also talked about connecting with your customers using media like Zoom or Skype or FaceTime instead of just a traditional phone or texting or emailing. I think it's very interactive. You get to see the person. There's a better relationship building opportunity doing this. And number 2 was to talk about what activities did you do to help promote your safety and sanitation standards with regards to COVID-19. So there's a lot of activities that are being done, but our customers being made aware of it, either through videos or posts or information. Then lastly, I talked about how you're going to be ready for when things go back to normal, whatever that normal is. What's the new process going to look like? You're going to do home deliveries? Are you going to give consultation to customers that have poor credit or tarnished credit because of COVID-19? Shawn talked to us about the BDC and its structure itself, how it was and what it needs to become, and the fact that some BDCs are your front line right now and they're working from home with very little support. So what do you do to support them during that? He also talked about some of what I like to call the white glove thing, like what sort of treatment can you expect to give your customers, and the new standards, where you can inspire yourself from to design those new standards. And Shawn was suggesting to look at your CSI and the guidelines and question, does this still apply to tomorrow's reality? He also talked about the community aspect and how it's important to look at this as an opportunity, not to take advantage of the opportunity, but to adapt to it and to showcase more of a community sense, getting involved with the community and giving back and interacting with the areas within your community that might need some services and help. And we had some great suggestion and actual situations shared by other participants on that. Then he talked about the communication both internally and externally and the importance of doing that. And I think, as I touched on it, using the video component. And lastly, he, again, just like me, talked about the fact that we need to change. The old ways are out the window. We're looking at new ways, how we're going to adapt from a BDC perspective as well as a regular customer experience perspective. Then we had Basel, who talked about social media, first touching on the frequency of post and specifically the consistency of posting, not just how often you should post, but you do a blitz for 1 week and then the next week I don't hear from you, so it's up and down. We want to have more of a consistent approach. Then he talked about the actual quality of the information that's being shared. I think it's very important to look at quality versus quantity, but to have something that stands out, storytelling. He also talked about the collaboration. I thought this was very fascinating, where you have multiple clients within a community, for example, a restaurant, an emerging artist, real estate, high-end, and luxury automotive, and each of them benefiting from their followers and platforms by sharing and connecting those together. He also talked about the old ways being out and visibility. For example, right now nobody's driving, so who's seeing that big billboard? Nobody. But everybody's spending tons of time online. So are we capitalizing on that opportunity of communicating with customers that are online? And lastly, he talked about The old adage of a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, then a video is worth 1 million words. And instead of telling them, show them. So he's basically talking about the power of video to show your process instead of just talking about it. And we finished it off with some key discussion about the before, during, and after of COVID and sharing of opinion. So I'll post all of this, and hopefully this is useful to you. And I look forward to seeing you in our next webinar, which is probably planned for April 21st, Tuesday. Hopefully you'll be there.